Hello traders, welcome to a new video on iceberg bids and iceberg offers. What we're going to be looking at today, guys, is looking at what HFTs are doing and how they're disguising their order flow. Speaking of order flow, 1 week ago I just released my newest learning course on order flow. This includes how to identify spoofing, how to identify hidden and iceberg orders, how to identify momentum ignition, and a ton of other things as well. And if you want to pick up the order flow guide, you can click the link in the description below. Now, Scalpex Index is a site that was shared with me, or shared with our private Discord, as there are a ton of really helpful sites and beautiful things like this that I come across because of just the awesome community that we have in our Discord. So kudos to them. Let's get into it. A lot of cool parts of this site, but we're only going to be focusing on hidden orders. All this other information is stuff you can find really anywhere. I'm going to be honest, we can find this data in a lot of places. The social index, I mean, yeah, that's a little bit more rare, but we can find this stuff. You will not be able to find iceberg bids, iceberg offers, these hidden orders just told to you this simply. That's not something that I'm used to seeing. So that's really what caught my eye. And when I began to look at how well it was actually showing me these hidden orders and how price responded, I was pretty blown away. That's why I'm on camera right here. Excited to bring you guys that. Again, you guys might be saying, why does yours look like this? Because yours is going to look like that. And now my eyes have just rolled back into their sockets because this looks, ugh. Okay, we're back to dark. Click this button if you want to go dark. It's just so much easier on the eyes. Okay. What we have here are, let me decipher what we're looking at. Hidden buy order means it is an iceberg bid or a hidden bid. A hidden bid is when I place a bid that's at the best bid, or price goes down to the best bid, to a bid, and I don't want others to see how large the actual order is. If I put a $10 million buy order bid, that's probably going to cause the market to just rise, and I don't get filled. What I have to do is use an iceberg, so I can say to an exchange, hey, I want to fill $10 million worth at this price, but I only want to display $300,000 at any given time. So when that $300,000 gets filled, another bid of $300,000 appears, that gets filled, another one appears, and you can kind of disguise your order flow. Now, when you do this, things like this pick up on it. We can see how much was filled. This is not how large the iceberg was. This is telling me how much of the iceberg got filled. Okay? Let's go look. We have an iceberg bid 1141, the time of 1141 at a price of 72.71. 1141 was here. You can see someone was really trying to buy right here. And I would not be shocked if someone iceberg bid bought here and then just sold right there for a 0.4% profit. Let's go on the 1 second and just look at it this way. The very, very, very short-term type of approach. Yeah, you can see the iceberg bid was right here. And price rose. Another example of this was the 1045 at 72.33. Now, 1045 at 72.33, let's get that guy. That was there. Now, here's a cool thing that you can do. This might not look like anything spectacular at first, right? We can see that it eventually fills it. It goes back here, and then price just rises. This would have been a pretty good spot to have bought, though. I mean, I don't think you can disagree with me there. Price rises a lot higher, right? A lot, even higher than that. So this would have been a pretty attractive spot to have bought. But look at this. If you've seen the volume profile before, this is probably going to blow your mind what this data shows. Look at this right here. The majority of the volume was at 72.33. The volume profile is going to show us where most of the volume was transacted. Now, this little tool here told me, right, at 72.33, we know that $445,000 was filled. But what I also want to see is on the visible range volume profile, is this true? And it absolutely was. If you want to know the actual number, we know that 2.7 million versus 959,000. You can see those numbers right here, by the way. With a total volume transacted at that price of $3.659 million was transacted at this chart at that price. There you go. And had you noticed this, guys, if we were back in time and you had noticed this, this would have been a pretty good spot to have bought, especially if you even got your bid filled here and say, hey, that's an iceberg bid, let me get filled here. If you had done that somehow, then, God, I mean, good job. You're probably killing it. Let's go look at some other iceberg bids and offers that are much, much larger. 11th of December, we have a $700,000 fill of an iceberg at 71.42. 2102, 11th of December. So 2102 was here. $21.02, yeah, right here. So what was the price again? It was $71.42. So they got filled here. Let me put that horizontal line. Okay, so really not the most exciting thing that had happened, but really let me show you guys what happened. There was a hidden sell order that was placed here, and it got filled. This guy was not in a profit, and then price eventually went down a little bit. All right, big whoop. I mean, not much of an interesting thing there. But that is just another example of the day-to-day hidden orders that do get filled. Let's go look at these $1 million ones. Okay, there was a $1 million one there. What I want to see, oh geez, $3 million at 1542 on the 9th of December. This must have been a very large iceberg bid, the very large limit buy. 9th of December, 1542. 9th of December, 1542. What was going on 9th of December, 1542 Eastern? I'm smiling because I can see already what this is alluding to. Yeah. Right here. And it was at 71.13.5. 73.13.5. Exactly. Good. So let me show you guys what happened. So at this point in time, there was an iceberg bid that filled 3 million. When this filled, look at that. Price just rose. Now here's the interesting thing about this iceberg bid that I just realized, guys. At 73.13.5, which you can see was denoted here, you know, we get 3.1 million filled. Guys, look at this. Even after this iceberg was active, price does not break that hidden level of support. Why? Well, it's these hidden levels of support and resistance that are actually going to be real levels of support and resistance that other traders don't want you to know about. Now, the reason why price wasn't able to break 13.5 was because there was an iceberg bid there, a hidden buy order, and price didn't fall beneath it. If you notice an iceberg bid, what can you do about it? Well, another strategy is imagine that we had placed a bid right in front of that iceberg bid. We got filled here, here, and here. If you got filled here, my God. Nice 1%er right there. And you can see the only time that this fills is probably, that this actually goes through it, is probably after this trader had already distributed. They probably bought here and sold anywhere up here. Maybe even momentum ignition to cause price to go up here and then sell there. And then make, a few hundred thousand, not a few hundred thousand. If it's 3 million, it was probably like $30,000, 20,000, because 3 million times 1%. $30,000. But yeah, that was a really cool spot, guys. It's something to definitely look out for, is that iceberg bid did work quite well. Now, there was also $1 million at 1923. 1923, 11th of December. 1923, 11th of December. Let's go take a look at that $1 million that was filled. Some guy really wanted to buy at 1923. Why did you want to buy so bad at 1923? So he really wanted to buy here, or it, or whatever, it. Bought there. And yeah, that would have been a decent spot to have bought. Not a beautiful spot because you get this price drop down there. But had you bought at around this level here, price rose. Now the interesting thing is, again, watch this, guys. Blow your mind here. 1 million filled at 71.25. Look how this level becomes natural support. 71.25. And look at that. So what ended up happening is this guy fills right here. You can even see the iceberg bid filling like right here. Let me show you guys that. You see it? Yeah? It's like fill, 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 fill. It's like just being filled, over time. And then it actually probably popped up again here, and price didn't go below it. So maybe this iceberg bid was still active, and then it was canceled, or it was fully filled, and then momentum ignition to the upside, and he gets to sell. Really, what I love about these iceberg bid and hidden, when I'm using iceberg and hidden, I'm using the same one, so don't let that confuse you. These hidden buys and hidden sells, it's like each time that you see these guys just disguise the liquidity, you can see just momentum ignition to the upside, and then they probably sell right there, and then, these guys are running the market. These guys who are using these hidden orders here. They're the queens and the kings, and we're just the retail pawns in the chess game. Put that as a poster on your wall. Another one that we see is just a series of iceberg bids, 11th of December to 5 a.m., like just 21 to 5. We just see all iceberg bids. When you see a series of just iceberg bids over and over and over again, that's quite bullish to me. Beginning 11th of December at 21. So really beginning here, 21 to 5 a.m. So that was anywhere from here. So right after the price dipped down, right after the price dipped down all the way to 5 a.m. From this point in time, you would not have, if you just looked at this chart, you wouldn't know this. But if you actually looked at the feed here, you can see just all these hidden buy orders at various prices. And that's quite bullish. And what ended up happening is price rose. So if you had noticed all these iceberg bids, price does in fact rise by more than 1%. I mean, by a good amount. I mean, you can just see that iceberg bids were dominating over iceberg offers. What do we see here? Just iceberg bids. I'm not seeing any iceberg offers, really. I mean, and I'm just seeing more of these bids are getting filled than the offers. Now, you need to use this with other trading strategies as well, of course. This isn't just something you use in isolation. But this is a really helpful tool that's going to show you what these traders don't want you to see. You know, we can even see the 1330, I mean, this is nothing. 1330 and 1356, there were some traders who didn't want others to know that they were selling. And 1330, yeah, and 1336, okay, gotcha. No, pardon me, 12th of December, I'm looking at the wrong one, I'm looking at 13th of December. 12th of December, 1330 and 13, yeah, right here, perfect. So what was going on at these kind of like crazy wicks? What was going on, guys, is we have an iceberg at 1330 at 72.20. So 1330 at 72.20, what ended up happening is price wasn't able to breach 72.20 twice because there was an iceberg offer. Okay? How do we know that? Well, we know that from the feed. Do not make the mistake of just using this in isolation, of just saying, okay, iceberg offer at 72.20, partially filled, all right, I'm selling right now. No. Instead, what you can do is use this level as a level of resistance. How would we have known that? Well, we get reported that it's an iceberg offer right here at this point in time at 1330. What we can do is, if we think that that iceberg offer is still active, I could think about offering anywhere around here, and had I done that, you know, a little profit there. And you can see that another iceberg offer actually even popped up at 7198.5 at 1356. 1356 was here, and 98.5 was here. So someone also put an iceberg offer here, and that, if that had filled, you could have potentially made a slight profit, but not the most beautiful iceberg offer. So really, two ways you use these iceberg bids and offers, guys. One is you can use them as natural points of resistance and support if you believe that they're still active. Two is use them as bullish or bearish bias. If you see a lot of iceberg bids that are just filling with large amounts, that can tip me off that a large trader has just entered the scene and is probably wanting to buy. Price will probably rise. If I see a ton of iceberg offers filled, you know, like this is the iceberg offer wall, gets filled, and then price dumps, that's not that surprising, probably because there was a large trader who was trying to disguise their liquidity. And you can look through these points to really just find more. Now, this last part that I want to end the video on is distill.io. It's a free tool, super helpful. And I haven't tried this out yet, guys, but I think you can actually use Distill to track these so that you get alerted on your email, alerted via text, so that whenever a hidden order comes on XBT USD on Bitcoin, you know about it. Okay, where did Distill go? There you are. Okay, so I can select parts of page. Okay, it's being kind of annoying right now. Select parts of page. All right, it's not wanting to select parts of page for some reason. So try that on your own time. Go look out for these iceberg bids and offers. And of course, don't just jump into the strategy with all of your capital. You know, you could potentially be more conservative, and, you know, it's all down to your own risk management. I'm not your financial advisor. You all know that. But this is a pretty cool tool that you can use to really find out what these bigger players are doing. See you guys next time.